Hi, my name is Melinda Kalk. For the past 20 years, I have been helping teachers integrate project-based learning into their classrooms. Leaping into PBL is a serious commitment, so here are a few reasons why you should jump and some steps you can take to make a big splash. Projects are great, but PBL is better. In a project, students first learn content and then create something to show they've learned it. PBL works differently. Student work in PBL starts with a real-world problem or issue. This prompts students to ask questions and see why they need to research and know information. As they work to develop solutions to the problem, they learn. PBL engages students in learning both content and skills. PBL asks students to think deeply about the curriculum and make connections between subjects as they work to solve complex problems. During the process, they build skills in creative and critical thinking, leadership, project management, and collaboration. The good news? PBL isn't more content for you to add. To implement PBL effectively, you need to change the how of your teaching, not the what. First, be clear on your learning goals. Our standards are filled with huge amounts of content and skills. Great project-based learning takes time, so start by figuring out exactly what your students really need to know and know well. Analyze how your content connects to a student's later life and their ability to think and question. PBL fits best right there. You don't use PBL to cover a lot of content quickly. The power of PBL is diving into the heart of your curriculum or curricula to uncover and master the big ideas. Next, do work that matters. Classroom work should always have academic importance, but if we can't give students a real-life who and why for the work they are doing, we can't expect them to care. Demonstrate how the content and skills students are learning in your classroom are valuable to the world beyond it. You can start by doing work that simulates the real world, but move toward doing work for the world beyond your classroom and even in it. Finally, give up control. If they are truly going to learn, students need to be doing the heavy lifting. Transfer responsibility for learning to your students so that it becomes theirs, their ideas, their work, their effort. Yes, it takes longer and isn't as predictable, but put students in charge of coming up with questions, in charge of locating research, in charge of determining choices for a project, and yes, even in charge of how it will be assessed. Your role doesn't diminish, but your work changes from teaching stuff to students to coaching them into masterful learners. So finally, make sure students know that you value questions more than answers. Know your content and develop learning expeditions that uncover the big ideas. Do work that matters to you, your students, and the world beyond your classroom. And finally, make students equal partners in the learning process. Today's problems are complex issues that require a multifaceted approach. Using PBL in the classroom helps our students gain the knowledge, skills, thinking abilities, and dispositions necessary to tackle them successfully.